Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Rummer, and this is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, and it's February 9th, we're in the Inner Temple again, Training Hall. There's 5 locks on the door now. I don't know if we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out who put them up. We're probably gonna find out who put them up. Right. Is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me.
So you didn't put them on?
During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped.
And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here, there for sure was.
So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks?
I'm sorry that I have to take the time to say that I can't believe Edgeworth, Von Karma, and Phoenix are solving a case together. Whether, they're gonna be against each other in the court, I don't know, but, this is amazing. This is a dream. This is a dream.
Yes.
If only I was stronger.
You gotta stop blaming yourself, dude. You have to stop blaming yourself.
Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you want to talk. Your face is all green.
Miles, Edgeworth, go and get some air.
Oh my god. I'll watch over the suspect. You will go and get a grip on yourself. The care circle here, the care triangle between the three of these people. Again, that's the thing. You kind of forget sometimes in the courtroom that everyone's human. And not only that, but everyone does have some care for each other. And of course, Von Karma has some care for Edgeworth. And Edgeworth, of course, cares about Phoenix. And Phoenix cares about, both these people too. All three of them just giving each other... Watch this, the next line's gonna be like, you fool. Don't be ridiculous, I'm perfectly...
There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth.
Understood. See, that's her way of caring, though. I don't care what anyone says, that's her way of caring. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here.
Take care of things here?
Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden.
Pride is simply another trap that hinders our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright.
Oh, I'll miss you.
I'm going to stay here and see if I can help solve these bothersome puzzles.
I see.
Well, thanks for your help.
You okay, Iris? Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris?
No, not at all.
I guess we're gonna talk to Iris about some stuff, so escape.
Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the Inner Temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law.
At least we're clear on that.
I can't tell you how relieved I was when the sacred cavern was alright, but...
But what?
Then I saw these chains here. I saw these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern door, and... Who in the world would do something like this?
That's the thing. I like to imagine, by the way, Von Karma is at the locks and she's turning her head around going so what happened? You know, just as she's fiddling the locks. This is one of those things where it's making me incredibly nervous, but I'm just glad that it's not caved in at the very least. It's crazy though, because how can Maya can't even come up to the door, so that means she must be feeling a bit terrible, or someone's tied her up or something. At this point, Iris is also the biggest woman of mystery too.
These trick locks are sacred treasures of the Karain tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the locks can open it.
And you aren't the one who set these locks?
I don't think it's that simple, Franziska Von Karma.
He's saying her full name, because that's the way she talks to him. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out.
Who would not want Maya to get out, though?
That's the thing. I don't think we know anyone who wouldn't want Maya to escape at this point. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one.
Yes, that's correct.
What?
Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any other way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? See, Von Karma's always thinking very practically as well, right? Like, she's like, instead of sitting around here going like, it's gonna take too long, Von Karma's like, okay, get started on it. Let's do it, you know? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. Iris is such a like, if we're like comparing her to Dahlia, right? And if this is like what we're saying is Dahlia with just a different haircut, it's just a completely night and day thing, right? That's what's like, you know, the most interesting aspect about her character. Like, unless like she was... Like, it has been a bit of time since the last case, unless like she did get out and her brain and her mind completely warped. By the way, I'm asking myself these questions. You don't need to answer these questions. In fact, just don't, because I want to find out for myself. We gotta wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. Yeah, we will. We will deny the crime. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? That's the thing. Yep. Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted about Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple, it's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Yeah, this is like the thing. She is the biggest mystery in this case, still, to this point. Like, and I'm calling her Iris because, like, you know, if that's what she wants to be called, that's what she wants to be called. But again, I don't know anything that's going to be happening here. I don't know anything about this case. So I'm still coming up... I know, like, from your perspective, guys, you're coming at this from people who maybe have already played it, or people who maybe haven't played it as well. It could be in the same case as me. Some people that, like, have seen this and, like... are probably like, oh, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Like, and it's like, that's because you have played it. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? And to me, again, like I said, it's the last case. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time speculating. I'm along for the ride. You know what I mean? I'm along for the ride. Oh, no. More Cyclops. How many? 3. Okay, 3's not too bad. I'll just rip them off. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. But we don't have enough information yet at all. Man, when Iris cries, though, it actually like works on me. It actually works on me a little bit. Okay, we're not going to find anything about that there. Let's move to the Inner Temple Gate or the garden. Should we move to the garden to see if how Edgeworth is doing? February 9th, Inner Temple Garden. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's got to be a tough job. You okay, buddy? Especially with someone giving you the evil eyes the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. Hug it out anyway. Like, you know, it might be awkward at first, but it'll grow on him. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris? Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Oh, let's talk. Let's totally talk. The investigation. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance of this, chance this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of this writing in blood? And the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely you don't suspect... Maya, do you? Yeah, no. Never, never. Edgeworth, don't even give me that side eye look. Don't give me the anime, maybe I do look, okay? Don't give me that look, please. We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right?
And the thing is, Maya will be seen as more of a suspect once we reveal the information that, you know, they're related. Even though Maya doesn't know that, right? Maya doesn't know that about this woman. Still though, she didn't do nothing. So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. No. Thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with a big quake that hit the courthouse. Oh, baby Edgeworth with his little knees. Yeah, oh, sorry, this is a sad moment, Edgeworth. I apologize. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. The single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day. All because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you choose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you save me. I would go through all the years of law school twice for you, Edgeworth. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think. So no more self-pity, okay? It's cool that, like, they continue to bring up stuff from the past. Like, you know what I mean? Again, it just makes this whole world feel more full. It really does. Iris. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I'd seen her face before 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. Yeah, we just played through this. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? Well, it kind of, like, I think at this stage, though, like, we kind of understand we get this treatment from the prosecutors at this stage. It might be the crucial piece of evidence, the puzzle that solves this case. The puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Well, here's the thing, though. If you're saying that she only looks like her, then could you, like, go and check the prison and see if she's still there? Like, has no one checked? Has no one knocked on her jail cell? Hey, is Dahlia Hawthorne okay in there, Bill? Let me just check the prison cell here. Oh yeah, she's still sleeping under the covers. She's weirdly shaped like some pillows. Wow, okay, that's fair enough. She loves her sleep. Hey Dolly, if you're hungry, let us know. She's still giving us a sign. Okay, I'm sorry. We're not doing that. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. So Phoenix believes this then. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Like, so can we present her picture or something? Because at this point, like, apparently Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. When she was a child, that's the thing though. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it. That reminds me. Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. So has it added? It hasn't added anything to it though. That's the thing. So maybe we'll talk to him later about it, because I feel like we could just say what we feel like we know. But if Phoenix then, like, you know, it's no trick in the mind to him, and he's 100% like, this is Dahlia, then I think that, like, Phoenix is, the hold Dahlia has on Phoenix is incredible. You know what I mean? It's actually pretty incredible at this point. Let's move to the Inner Temple Gate. February 9th, Inner Temple Gate. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try gather more clues.
from Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Where is Pearls? Where is Pearls? Pearls is a little girl. She's a tough little girl. She could probably beat up a gorilla. But she's a little girl nevertheless. Suspension window. Okay, February 9th, Dusky Bridge. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should check out the shack just down the path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Okay, they very clearly want me to go to Heavenly Hall. Very clear they want me to go here. February 9th, Heavenly Hall.
Oh, Mr. Nick. Hey, Pearls, are you okay? Like, can you please don't run off of me again because I get terribly worried. Please.
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? I'm having a reunion with Pearls, Larry. By the way, it's so funny how Larry, Phoenix, and Edgeworth react with each other. Like now, because of the connection between Edgeworth and Phoenix, they're just constantly doing this bromance thing with each other. Constantly halfway flirting with each other all the time. I hope you're okay. I hope you're safe. Man, I wouldn't want anything to happen to you. Do your job, Nick. Okay, I'll do my job. And when Larry's just shut up, Larry. But in a very loving way. You can feel it's the loving way, you know? I don't know. I just think it's very funny.
What do you think you're doing here, Nick?
Larry.
This is a loser shack where losers get together to lose themselves. You calling Pearls a loser?
I don't know, man. That's not very nice.
This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Reese did a picture of me. That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood.
Pearls is not a loser. Here's the thing, I don't think you're a loser either, but don't you dare ever convince Pearl she's a loser. I swear, Larry. I swear. We're already outside. I will bring you inside the shack just to take you back outside. I'm sorry. No. You never, ever.
We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire.
How about you tell Pearls that she's a cool person? So stand over with shush. I'm so don't if you bring Pearl into this is where the line gets drawn.
I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man?
No one believes a word I say anymore.
Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya.
Okay, listen, Pearl. Anything that's wrong, you can talk to us about it, okay? Anything.
Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now, with Pearl. 2 losers cook me. I'm not letting you live with Pearls.
It's not happening. I'm sorry. What am I going to do with him?
Alright then. What do you think about this picture?
There's a smile I wanted to see.
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing.
That was always me for years before I started drawing. You know what I mean? You think people are born with drawing talent, and what happens is that throughout the years people practice, and practice makes you a better artist. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. And that's why it's always very difficult now. If I ever get asked by my students or something oh, how did you draw that? Or how do you get better at drawing? Or how do you do this? Cause I was terrible about a year and a half ago. And the thing is I was saying it's an answer nobody wants, which is just you gotta practice. You know, that's what you gotta do. And you gotta practice the right way, not just drawing from your mind. You have to draw things you draw things you see, draw anatomy and all this stuff. You don't have to draw anatomy. In fact, as long as people get it, that makes it's okay. Or at least that's my perspective. I'm still very new, but that's just what I've learned.
I can't draw it also. I think it's really amazing. Pearls, you can probably draw better than Larry. See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know?
It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. Not even close to being terrible.
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream. A wonderful fantasy.
No. It wasn't a dream.
She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But, Mr. Larice.
Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night.
but I was wide awake after the lightning struck, and I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Like, I think at this point, yeah, we do. Hey, what's with the look of doubt in your face? What do you think the look of doubt in your face is? Look, oh my god, Pearl's being sad. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not having it. Pearl deserves to be happy. Like, more than happy. She deserves it. The night of the crime. Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? I mean to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? Yeah, you're not gonna get in trouble. Even if you kill someone, we'll cover it up. I'm just a kid, you know? Exactly. That's enough for me, Pearl. That's enough for me. I'm sure it doesn't even matter what I was doing. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. We'll cover it up. Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. Does it? On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Dunham's room reading a book together, but Miss Dunham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Don't be sorry, it's okay. Whatever it is, it's forgiven. No! You can't make me break the cyclops of Pearls. I've been a bad girl. Oh no, what did you do? Again, we'll cover it up. We'll plant evidence on someone else. That's why I'm being no, oh my god, this is breaking my heart. Please, Pearl. You're not bad. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. Are you serious? What, our powers have disappeared? What do you mean your powers have disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. And then they show Larice right away. He's not terrible at all. He's not even close to being bad. What are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? I tried, but tried but failed, perhaps? Oh no, we made her cry. That's it, Phoenix, you're going to jail. Way to go, Nick, you made her cry. That was really cool of you. Oh my god, no, take this off the screen. I'm going to have to break her cyclops to get the truth out of her, which I don't like doing. I'm not a big fan of doing that. Like, the thing is about, like, guys, like, I care about Pearl so freaking much. Like, she's one of the best characters in this game, and, like, honestly, like, ever since she was added to this game, or added to the series, she's just been a joy to be around, and I love her to pieces. I don't want her crying, so I'm gonna have to move as quick as possible. Oh, she's still crying no matter, oh my, no. I'm sorry, but no. Never again. Heavenly Hall, main gate, I suppose. Whatever it is, Pearl, we'll cover it up. Like, we find out Pearl's the killer. Plant evidence on someone else. We'll plant evidence on Godot. I don't know. We'll plant evidence on Godot or something. No, we'll plant evidence on the Canadian judge. And we'll get you off scot-free, Pearl. It doesn't matter. February 9th, Hazakura Temple, main gate. Calvin, you're teaching people who watch your videos a bad lesson that it's okay to lie. Well, guess what? It is if it's Pearls, okay? I'll lie through my teeth. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. The funny thing is that I do that impression, but the majority of people are probably like, yeah, let's lie for Pearls. The majority of people are like, yeah, let's do it. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe we're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Whoa. He's got Maggie. I wouldn't worry about that. So we have the main hall in suspended. Let's go to the main hall. February 9th, Hazakura Temple, main hall. Well, what's the damage? How was the sacred cavern? It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. I thought there was going to be more to that. That's why my tone would change that much. But who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Karain tradition. We have Iris at the sacred cavern, trying her best to open them for us now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Crane disappeared 17 years ago. Yes, I'm actually legit so excited to hear about this. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman to prove that she was the master, she said, someone is trying to destroy the Karain tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them. Whoa, someone's trying to like end the whole family, like the whole like family tree of these guys, like end the bloodline. Someone's trying to destroy the main family line. There's only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new master of Karain, and her daughters the main family. All the other minions become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Is the power of the master worth this much bloodshed? So, Karain channeling technique, family feud. Let's learn. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. I mean, we've seen it a million times. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya, and it's the greatest moment of my life. In that time, I've seen her channel. Well, I didn't know why Phoenix said that, but okay. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mass case. And during Maggie Bird's trial as well, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I needed the most. The Karain technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expect you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the record still exists if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. Oh, man. The DL6 incident. I knew it. Sorry. The thing that I really love about Phoenix Wright, as I always say, is that they keep bringing back the past as much as they can. Like, from everyone's lives. That's the thing. And I don't know. Again, like I said, it just makes it like feel like a much more full world. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. It's related to Edgeworth, right? If this is what I'm thinking of, like, my memory's not always so great. So was you who was the defense attorney on that case? A murder that took place 17 years ago. Oh, what an image. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Misty's channeling, the name of the certain man surfaced. Armed with that evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Karain tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Karain village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Missy's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. I think one of the things that, you know, I'd like to talk about, like, as I do often talk about, is not only just, like, bringing up the past, but bringing up past cases. Like, as we see it now here with this case, this was a pretty impactful case. And again, like I said, it's been 7 years since I played the first game. 7 whole years that I played that first game. But there's images that, like, play through my mind, like, constantly about that first case.
And like one of the best examples of that whole first case that I just remember like seeing in my head is like young Edgeworth, like in like a, you know, like that image of him like nearly breaking down in that case too. I think this is freaking amazing that they're bringing it all the way around again. I think it's freaking amazing because, again, like this story is not just, and it can seem that way sometimes with Phoenix Wright, that the story is basically one line. When it's not a line, it's like a branch that's like entangled with each other, like a vine or like a bush that's like all kind of like meshed together, that always comes around kind of like the same point again, or the same direction, or at least the same source. I don't know, I think this is pretty freaking cool. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Crane tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? Yes, someone's out to get her again. So it seems that someone's out to get her again. So what we're learning so far is that no one but anyone in the Crane tradition can open those locks. But also we've learned that there is kind of like a family feud going on, where if you're not in the mainline family, you can't become the master. We learned that the DL6 incident, which I think, again, correct me guys if I'm wrong, please do, has to do with Edgeworth, and I believe it has to do with Edgeworth's dad as well, just like Edgeworth was talking about before, or the earthquake incident, the elevator incident as well. I'm sure a bunch of people have corrected me on the earthquake stuff already. That's fine. That's 100% okay, which you should. If I don't remember something, please do let me know. But we're going to learn more about this family feud now. The spiritual power of the Crane channeling technique is in the blood. Maya told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fate Clan, have always been spear meat. I miss Maya so much. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mr. Gamey. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes. I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life, yeah, as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master Seat from her. Mystic Mia's sister, Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Morgan? There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now. Oh my god, we remember this one clearly. How could you forget that silhouette even? What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master. And yeah, guys, I do apologize if like my memory is foggy about the first game. As I said, I did play the game 7 years ago. There's a lot of stuff I remember. There's a lot of stuff that like I don't remember. And it's okay to remind me. It's 100% okay to remind me if I do forget anything. I'm not going to be angry or be like, oh, like stop pretending. Like, because some stuff I'm going to forget. Some stuff I am going to forget. But I remember obviously the outline of each case. Like, of course I do. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? That Iris is... Who is Iris? Mystic Morgan's daughter? That is huge. That's massive. That's a motive. That's a motive. Oh. Like, no matter what way you look, we'd love to, like... we'd love to say that, like, we'd love to say somehow that, like, this is, like, not gonna turn out worse for us. But the problem is with this is that, like, this is going to go so far against us. It's an amazing reveal, and it's shocking, and it's, like, something that, like, I guess, like, makes sense in a way. But now it's just, like, we're defending Iris, and we know about this family feud. This is something that's been going on for generations. Yeah. Iris is... What? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Man, like, all of this is freaking crazy. From, like, learning about the Korean challenge, that's pretty okay. That's not too crazy. Sorry if that reveal kind of jumbled my brain a little bit. But, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, with the whole DL6 incident, I don't blame Edgeworth for that. I don't think any of you blame Edgeworth for that, but he still kind of blames himself for this, and I think this is going to be something that's going to become very personal for him as well, especially with, like, you know, the way, like, again, and that image is always going to be in my brain of him throwing the gun. I remember it on the pixelated 3DS, and it looked amazing on the 3DS, but, like, that image is always going to be in my brain from forever, you know, forever at this point. But then you have the reveal here that Iris is Morgan's daughter. That's massive. That's huge. We're effed. Sorry for taking some time off, like, there to or like some time away from that, doing the actual case parts of it, just to talk through my thoughts. Because there is a lot going on right now, and I'm not always going to be able to catch up with it at one moment, you know, like in the second or in the moment. Did you say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. Of course I didn't know that. It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest. That child, she's Mystic Morgan's... I had no idea. Wait. So this is something I didn't even think of then. This is something I did, like, I didn't even think of at all. If Iris is Morgan's daughter, something I didn't even think about. I'm sorry about the cuts today, guys. I know cuts happen often in the videos, but, like, there's just sometimes you're busy. If Pearl is the daughter of Morgan, that means she's Iris' sister. This is something that didn't even cross my mind even until she said it. But she's in prison now, isn't it? That, like, it's jumbling my brain a bit. It is, I'll fully admit it. I'm not all here right now. Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in her murder case last year. Yeah, this is insane. This is so much information, and, like, again, it's gonna make us get closer to the truth, but it's gonna F us up as well. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. Yeah, that makes sense with the family feud stuff. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? 3? Stop it, I can't handle everything. I can't, like, the DL6 stuff, the freaking sister stuff, the Morgan, all of it's, like, actually messing with my brain now. Like, there's so many reveals at once. Yes. Iris, her twin sister. That's all, folks. There you have it, and Mystic Pearl. What? Twin sister, yes, Phoenix. Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. What is... Are you just gonna, like, just give me a book of reveals? After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Corain's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master. I remember Morgan, great character design.
He left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him.
He took the, oh my god. So, like, at this point, we have to say Dolly and Iris. Right? How awful.
He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple.
Iris. That was Iris, you see. Oh my god. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, Phoenix. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I recall is that her father was a jeweler.
Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Helped clear up a lot of details? Helped F up my brain. Like, that's like how many reveals did we get in just like the space of like 15 minutes? How many reveals did we get? Pearl's had 2 elder sisters, huh?
Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mr. Morgan's anger towards the main family.
Anger? What do you mean?
Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan.
That's why she had pearls?
It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her.
So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. That's not plot. The plot didn't thicken. The plot hardened over and like literally like you could barely wade through it how thick it got. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Well, not to her apparently. Can we present? I'm like in shock. I'm not in total shock. Like some of the stuff is like, oh, that makes sense. But the fact that they unloaded all of this at the same time is shocking.
Please tell me what's going to happen to poor Iris. If she was to be found guilty, I wouldn't accept it.
But your testimony, Sister Bikini.
I can't tell my testimony. I saw what I saw. It's up to a pro liar like you to deal with the problems like that.
That is true. Guys, we're gonna end the video here. And honestly, like I think this video is longer than I expected it to be. But a lot was happening. And I know, again, sometimes it can be, and I fully admit, like, when there's faults in myself or whatever, I know, like, sometimes it can be like, you know, like, maybe he doesn't remember a lot about the original game. And that's true. That is true. But I do remember the outlines and stuff. I do remember the cases themselves. I just don't remember all the nitty-gritty details in them. But as I said, if you want to correct me at any point, please do, because there is going to be some stuff I get wrong about this. And I will see you all very soon. My final thoughts on this are, we have a bunch more information. And like Phoenix said, we don't have a lot to use it with. We can't just use this information because it'll probably like actually be worse for us right now. Hopefully we can flesh it out at some point. But we're gonna have to see exactly how we can flesh it out. To what degree.